Hey, welcome to our explainer. Today, we're tackling something that, let's be honest, a lot of us struggle with. How to stop just knowing English and start actually speaking it with real confidence. So let's just dive right in.
Does that sound painfully familiar? You've got the grammar down, you've memorized lists of words, but then the moment comes to actually speak, and poof, your mind just goes blank. You're stuck in your head, translating, trying to find that one perfect word, and the whole conversation just zooms past you. It's so frustrating. And believe me, you are definitely not alone in this. But here's a thing that might surprise you. The usual advice, just learn more words or watch more news, it kind of misses the mark. A lot of really fluent speakers will tell you their vocabulary isn't even that huge. The secret isn't about cramming more stuff into your brain, it's about learning how to unlock what's already there. And this is where it all clicks. See, real fluency isn't just one skill, it's a whole system, and it's built on three main pillars. First, you've got to master your mindset. Second, you have to build a solid daily habit. And third, you need a simple technique to get your thoughts in order before you even open your mouth. If you can nail these three things, I promise, you're going to unlock a whole new level of confidence. All right, so let's start with pillar one, mastering your mindset. Look, before we even get into words or grammar, we have to talk about the single biggest thing holding people back. And it's almost never the language itself. Nope, it's that battle going on inside your own head. That fear of being judged, the pressure to be perfect. That's the real enemy we have to conquer first. And this quote from entrepreneur Beer Biceps, it just hits the nail on the head. In so many places, we're kind of taught to believe that speaking English perfectly is a sign of how smart you are. And that one little idea creates so much pressure, so much fear. But he's totally right. It's a broken way of thinking. English is just a tool, a tool to communicate. It's not some kind of intelligence test. So, how do we actually fix this? Well, it starts with three big shifts in how you think. First, you've got to put your ego aside. Just let go of that need to sound perfect all the time. Second, you have to start embracing mistakes. Seriously, every time you mess up, it's a lesson that sticks. If someone corrects you, that's amazing. You'll never make that mistake again. And third, stop trying to find big, impressive words. The real goal here is just clarity. Can you get your point across? That's what matters. Okay, so a strong mindset is like the engine of a car, right? But an engine needs fuel, and that fuel is action. This quote from Jack Ma shows us exactly how. I mean, his incredible success didn't just come from thinking the right way. It was forged in the small, disciplined things he did every single morning. And that leads us perfectly into our second pillar. All right, pillar two is all about building a habit. Because here's the truth, confidence isn't something you're just born with. It's a side effect of consistent daily practice. This is where we create a routine that makes your progress feel, well, almost automatic. And you want to know the best part? This doesn't mean you have to lock yourself away for hours to study. Nope. As Beer Biceps points out, the real magic starts with a commitment that's so small it's almost impossible to fail. Just 15 minutes a day. That's it. That's all you need to start building some real momentum. So what do you actually do in those 15 minutes? Well, Jack Ma's own journey gives us a fantastic blueprint. In the morning, before you even touch your phone, start by just listening to some simple English audio. Then, speak. Yeah, talk to yourself. Repeat some sentences out loud. Next, write a couple of sentences. And finally, take a quick moment to review what you did yesterday. This little cycle, listen, speak, write, review, it's a proven formula for making real progress. And what's so cool here is that you can see there are two different ways to build this habit. Beer Biceps' approach is all about enjoyment. Find English stuff you actually love, like cartoons or sports commentary. Jack Ma's way is more about pure discipline. Win the morning, win the day. But whether you're powered by fun or by discipline, the main idea is exactly the same. Consistency is absolutely everything. Okay, so we've got the right mindset, and you're building a solid habit. But what happens in the heat of the moment when you actually need to form a sentence? This is where having a simple preparation technique can make all the difference and stop that, my mind just went blank feeling. And that brings us to pillar three, a super simple but really powerful technique from teacher Tiffany called the 5 W's method. The whole idea is just this. Before you start talking, take just a couple of seconds to mentally answer 5 basic questions. Who, what, when, where, and why. You're not trying to write a whole script in your head. You're just quickly grabbing the raw materials you need to speak with confidence. Okay, let's try it out. Imagine someone asks you what you do in the evenings. Instead of just freezing up, you quickly run through the 5 W's in your head. Okay, who? My friends. What? We eat out. When? Thursday nights. Where? At local restaurants. Why? Because we're foodies. See that? In just a few seconds, you've basically built a complete outline in your mind. And here's where the magic happens. All those simple one-word answers suddenly link together to form a natural, fluent sentence. You're not translating word by word anymore. You're just connecting the dots you already laid out for yourself. This is the technique that really bridges that gap between thinking and speaking. So, let's just pull this all together. Your path to speaking fluently isn't about finding some single secret trick. It's really about putting a whole system into place. It's that combination of mindset, habit, and technique that creates this powerful, unstoppable engine for your progress. So here it is, your 3-part formula for fluency. First, get your mindset right. It's about communication, not perfection. Second, build the habit. 15 consistent minutes every single day. And third, use the technique. Organize your thoughts with the 5 W's before you speak. Mindset, habit, technique. That's the whole system. I'll leave you with this really powerful thought from Jack Ma. Small habits create big futures. You know, the journey to fluency can feel huge, but it's won in those little, consistent actions you take every morning. So my question for you is this. What is the one single thing you're going to do tomorrow morning to start building that future? Decide on it right now. Your future self is counting on you.